Olivia Hart believed she had the perfect marriage. A loving husband, a beautiful home, a future she trusted with her whole heart. But everything changed the day she opened a drawer she was never meant to find. It started as something small. Ethan had forgotten his wedding ring that morning, so Olivia walked to his private study to return it. She had no idea her whole world was about to shatter. She opened the drawer to place the ring inside, and that's when she found it. A sealed document envelope, with the words, "Last Will and Testament of Ethan Hart." Her heart pounded. Her hands shook. She shouldn't open it, but something inside her whispered, "Look." Inside the will, Ethan listed everything he owned. The house, the cars, the investments, the accounts. But there was one thing missing, the part that should have been hers. Her name wasn't there, not even once. Instead, another woman's name appeared, Emily Reed, and Olivia whispered, "Who is she?" That evening, Olivia sat quietly in the living room, the will still burning in her mind, the name Emily Reed echoing like a wound that refused to close. And then she heard his car pull into the driveway. Ethan stepped inside with the same warm smile he always carried. He didn't know his wife had seen everything. He didn't know her heart had shattered. Olivia forced herself to smile, even though her chest felt tight, even though she could barely breathe. "How was your day?" she whispered. Ethan paused. He looked at her carefully, like he could feel something was different. "Liv, are you okay?" She nodded quickly, too quickly. "I'm fine." But her voice cracked, and in that tiny crack, Ethan heard something he couldn't ignore. She kept glancing at the drawer where the will once hid, afraid he would ask, afraid he would lie, afraid the truth might be worse than the paper. And before the truth unfolds, remember this: some secrets destroy families, and some reveal who truly loves you. If you're still watching, stay with us. This story is just beginning. Later that week, Olivia thought she had calmed down, but the truth was still eating her alive, carving fear into her every breath. And just when she needed peace the most, another storm walked through the front door. Victoria Hart, Ethan's mother, a woman who never visited without a reason. The moment she stepped in, Olivia felt something tighten in her chest, because the way Victoria's eyes scanned the room, it was like she was searching for a secret only she knew existed. Victoria didn't smile. Not even her usual polite fake smile. No, this time, her expression was strange. Quiet. Sharp. As if she wasn't visiting her son's home, but inspecting it. Olivia forced herself to stay calm, but her body betrayed her. Her hands kept trembling, her breath uneven, her eyes always drifting toward the drawer where the will once hid. Victoria noticed everything. She always noticed everything. Victoria walked toward Olivia slowly, not saying a word, just studying her face with those cold, calculating eyes. And Olivia felt it, the same fear she felt the moment she read that will, because she suddenly realized something terrifying. Victoria looked like someone who already knew a truth Olivia had only just discovered. Victoria finally spoke. "Where is Ethan?" But it wasn't the words that scared Olivia. It was the tone. Cold, heavy, like she already suspected Olivia was hiding something. Olivia tried to answer, but her voice cracked. Victoria's eyes narrowed instantly. "Olivia, why do you look like you've seen a ghost?" And for a moment, Olivia felt like she was staring at someone who wasn't just suspicious, but someone who might actually know the truth she found in that drawer. Victoria didn't sit down. She didn't relax. She didn't even take her bag off her shoulder. Instead, she walked slowly around the room, her heels tapping softly against the marble floor, her eyes scanning every photo frame, every corner, every shadow, like she was searching for something Olivia was hiding. And Olivia just stood there, watching, feeling smaller and smaller with each step Victoria took. Victoria finally stopped in front of their wedding photo. She tilted her head, looked at Olivia, then back at the photo again. "You two look happy here," she whispered. The way she said it, it didn't sound like a compliment. It sounded like a warning. Olivia forced herself to speak, but her words were thin, fragile, paper-like. "Is everything okay, Victoria?" Victoria smiled, but not the kind of smile that brings comfort. It was the kind of smile that hides a blade behind the teeth. Then Victoria asked it, the question Olivia wasn't ready for. "Did you go into Ethan's study?" Olivia froze. Completely. It felt like the room suddenly had no air. Victoria didn't blink. She didn't move. She just waited, like a hunter waiting for the truth to slip out. Olivia swallowed hard, and she did the only thing she could do in that moment. She lied. "No, I didn't." But the lie trembled in her voice, and Victoria heard it. She heard every crack, every break, every tremor of fear. Victoria stepped forward, until she was close enough for Olivia to feel her breath. "Be careful, Olivia," she whispered. "Some things in this house were never meant for you to find." And Olivia felt it, the meaning behind the words. Victoria wasn't warning her. She was threatening her. In that moment, a terrifying thought struck Olivia. Victoria wasn't shocked about the will. She wasn't surprised. She wasn't confused. She already knew. She knew who Emily Reed was. She knew why Olivia's name was missing. She knew everything. And Olivia realized she was standing in a house full of secrets, and she might be the last one to learn them. Olivia didn't even hear the front door open. Her heart was still pounding from Victoria's warning, her hands still shaking, her thoughts spinning like a storm she couldn't escape. And then, Ethan stepped into the living room, his voice soft, his expression gentle, completely unaware that the air was thick with fear. "Liv, everything okay?" Olivia turned toward him slowly, but she couldn't speak, because behind her, Victoria was standing perfectly still, watching, listening, smiling a smile Olivia didn't trust. Ethan moved closer to Olivia, stopping just a few inches from her face, and instantly, he saw it, the fear, the tension in her eyes, the way she held her arms tight against her body, like she was trying to protect something. "Liv, what happened?" he whispered. Olivia swallowed, but before she could answer, Victoria stepped in smoothly. Victoria placed a hand over her heart, pretending to look concerned. "Ethan, darling, Olivia seems overwhelmed. I think the housework and the pressure are too much for her." Olivia felt her chest tighten, because none of it was true, and Victoria said it in such a soft, gentle tone, that even the walls seemed to believe her. Ethan's eyebrows pulled together. He looked at Olivia for answers, but Olivia's voice wouldn't come out. She tried, but fear wrapped around her throat, and Victoria stood behind Ethan, smiling faintly, watching every second of Olivia's struggle. Olivia took a shaky breath. "Ethan, I didn't do anything wrong. Her voice cracked on the last word. Ethan reached toward her, but Victoria gently touched his arm, stopping him. Sweetheart, she murmured, maybe you should sit with her. She's obviously emotional. Emotional. That word felt like a knife twisting inside Olivia's chest. In that single moment, Olivia realized exactly what Victoria was doing. She wasn't comforting Ethan. She wasn't helping. She was controlling the conversation, controlling Olivia's image, controlling the entire room. And Ethan didn't even see it. He didn't see the manipulation. He didn't see the lies. But Olivia did. And for the first time, she felt a terrifying truth. Victoria wasn't just dangerous. She was smart. Then Ethan said it. The sentence Olivia prayed she would never hear. Victoria, thank you. I think you're right. Olivia felt the floor drop under her. Because Ethan didn't choose her. Not in that moment. He chose his mother. Olivia stood there, staring at Ethan, trying to understand how her own husband couldn't see what was happening. She felt her chest tightening, her lungs fighting for every breath. Victoria had just won the moment, and she knew it. And as Olivia looked at Ethan, all she could think was, if I don't speak now, I might lose everything. Olivia swallowed hard, wiped her trembling hands on her pants, and stepped forward. Ethan, I need you to listen to me, please. Her voice was soft, almost breaking, but it carried a weight she had never used before. Ethan turned toward her slowly, his eyebrows tightening with confusion and worry. Your mother, Olivia whispered. She didn't comfort me. She didn't help me. Olivia's voice cracked again, but she kept going. Ethan, she's been twisting everything. Every word I say, every fear I share. And you don't see it, because she hides it from you. Ethan's lips parted, but no words came out. He looked between Olivia and his mother, and for the first time, he didn't know what to believe. And that hesitation, that tiny pause, hit Olivia like a knife to the heart. Victoria stepped forward slowly, placing a soft hand on Ethan's arm, like a mother comforting her son. But her eyes were locked on Olivia, cold, knowing. Ethan, she said gently, I think Olivia is overwhelmed. She's tired. She might be imagining things. Olivia's mouth fell open. Victoria wasn't defending herself. She was rewriting the truth. Olivia stepped forward, with a strength she didn't know she had. No, I'm not imagining anything. Her voice didn't shake this time. I need my husband to trust me, not to dismiss me, not to let someone else speak for me. Ethan looked at her, really looked at her, and Olivia could see something shift in his eyes. Ethan took a slow step forward, toward Olivia, and for the first time all evening, Victoria's calm smile faded. Ethan's voice was quiet, but finally steady. Mom, maybe we need a moment alone. Victoria froze. Olivia's heart stopped. This was the first sign of hope. 2 weeks passed, and Olivia felt the distance growing, not between her and Ethan, but between her and the truth. She tried to ignore how Victoria looked at her, how every smile seemed rehearsed, how every word felt like a warning. And Ethan, he was caught in the middle, pulled by love on one side, and loyalty on the other. That evening, Olivia finally gathered the courage. she walked into the room prepared to tell Ethan everything she had uncovered. But before she could say a word, Victoria stepped out from the corner, as if she'd been waiting for this moment. "Olivia," Victoria said gently, "maybe it's time you stop hiding things from Ethan." Her voice was soft, too soft. In that moment, Olivia realized Victoria wasn't protecting the family, she was controlling it. Olivia tried so hard to stay strong, but strength has a limit, and that night, after everyone left the room, all the weight she'd been carrying finally crashed onto her shoulders. The lies, the pressure, the manipulation. She had held everything together for so long that she forgot she was human too. She didn't cry because she was weak. She cried because she had been strong for far too long, holding the house together, holding the marriage together, holding herself together. And now the truth had finally come out, and it broke something inside her she didn't even know was fragile. Ethan didn't mean to walk in on her, but the moment he opened the door, he saw a version of Olivia he had never seen before. Not the strong wife who kept the mansion running, not the calm woman who held the family together. He saw a broken heart that had been silently bleeding for months. Ethan froze, because for the first time, he understood. Olivia wasn't fighting him. She was fighting for their marriage. Fighting for him. Fighting for a family that she felt slipping away. Ethan stood there, watching Olivia fall apart in front of him, and suddenly, all the excuses he had made for his mother, all the times he brushed off Olivia's pain, all of it came crashing down on him like cold water. He had defended the wrong person. He had trusted the wrong person. And the guilt burned deeper than he expected. He walked toward Olivia slowly, as if approaching something fragile, because now, he finally understood. She wasn't trying to take him away from his mother. She was trying to stop his mother from taking him away from her. "Olivia." His voice cracked. "I'm sorry. I see it now. I see everything." He finally said the words she had been dying to hear for months. "You didn't lose me. I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm here now." And for the first time in a long time, Olivia felt seen, not blamed, not dismissed. She felt loved. The next morning, something changed in the Hart mansion. There was a calmness that hadn't been there in months, because pain had been spoken, truth had been faced, and hearts had finally been heard. Ethan didn't wait any longer. He walked to the guest room where his mother was staying, and for the first time in his life, he didn't speak as a son trying to please her. He spoke as a husband, trying to protect his wife. "Mom, we need boundaries," Ethan said quietly. Victoria blinked, shocked. She had never heard those words from him, not once in 35 years. "Olivia is my wife, my partner, my family, and I won't let anything, not even love, hurt her again." For a moment, Victoria didn't know what to say, but slowly, her face softened, because even she knew, a son who stands beside his wife, is a son who has finally grown. She walked out into the living room where Olivia waited, and for the first time, in a long, long time, Victoria didn't look at Olivia as competition. She looked at her as her son's happiness. "I'm sorry," Victoria whispered. Two small words, but heavy enough to finally break the walls between them. And that day, the Hart mansion didn't just become peaceful again. It became a home. Because families aren't perfect, but love and accountability can rebuild anything. At Kind Soul Corner, we believe healing begins when truth is finally spoken. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. More powerful life stories are coming.